Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. To our returning subscribers, I want to say a very big thank you. And if you're just joining me for the very first time, thank you so much. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bells, and guess what guys, we're about to have a ride of a lifetime. So the highlights continued last night, and of course we were shown straight into the third week after the eviction. So when we were shown the highlights, we saw that Lilo and Katrina had already been evicted, and of course they got into the diary room and Big Brother was asking them how they actually feel about last night's evictions. So the housemates took turns to talk about the fact that the house was feeling gloomy. A lot of people were feeling sad that Lilo Katrina had left the house and all of that.
Maybe on the side that it was different, and in general I feel everyone is kind of tensed because the game just started and anything can actually.
Then of course Lucy, who was still the head of house at that Monday morning, was given a brief by Big Brother to read to the whole house, and of course they gave them the Thursday brief, which had to do with recreating the oldies, the 80s, 90s scene, and of course they had to put their heads together to execute this project. And for me, what stood out was Oz's leadership skill, regardless of the fact that he wasn't the head of house yet. So Big Brother called them into the room and was asking them what do they think about the task, their presentation task for Thursday. And we could literally hear Ozo already thinking and saying that, you know what, I think the people who have got strength and experience in the theater industry should be the ones to put this together, because they've not won their last two wages, their last two presentations. And of course this time around, Ozo was just trying to strategically think about the fact that, you know what, we need people who are experienced in theater, that is praise and trickety, to handle all of this. Which brings me to a particular point I'd like to share. Now listen, in life there are people who will tell you what to do, and there are people who will be told what to do. If you mix it together, there's going to be a problem. So for somebody like Ozo, I think that is somebody who will tell you what to do, who will also think and also see that, you know what, I don't have strengths in this area. Now I am the leader. I need to put people who have strengths in this area, in that area. It doesn't mean, as a leader, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be in charge of everything. As a leader, you should also understand that you need to put people to use, because there are strengths that people have that you do not necessarily have. So some of the housemates in that house were necessarily not leaders, and they cannot be leaders. We could see the evidence of Ozo's leadership traits on his birthday, and we could hear all the positive comments that the housemates were going to give to him, telling him that they were excited about the fact that he was in the house. They were excited about the fact that he was an inspiration to them, how he led the house, what he meant to them personally, and all of that. Which takes me to my next point. In the previous episode, I talked about the fact that Wathoni and Bbnaija were talking about shaking tables, shaking relationships, and all of that, which they eventually did not shake. Now you realize that Wathoni and Bbnaija were behind themselves. They were already having an issue. And what was the issue about? It was about Lilo's bed. Of course, Wathoni also had that same issue with V, talking about Lilo's bed and how that, somebody was saying that she should move to Lilo's bed, and now she didn't want to move to Lilo's bed, and whatever it was. Now, this is just to tell you that sometimes when people who have bad minds come together, they eventually still fight. So they wanted to shake tables. They didn't have tables to shake. Now, what caused their fight? It was a simple issue of bed, which I think that both of them could have just, easily talked over and talked about. But guess what? Wathoni was now talking to Trickety that she didn't like Bbnaija and she didn't want to be friends with her. Now we saw the head of house challenge, and of course Big Brother was asking the housemate, hey, what do you guys think, and who do you think should win the head of house challenge? And a lot of them said Ozo, because you know what, he's got leadership traits, and of course when he opens his mouth to talk, he talks sense. And eventually Ozo won the head of house challenge. And then the drama on who to pick as deputy began, because there was Dorathy in the picture and there was also Nengi in the picture. Finally, Ozo chose Dorathy as his deputy, and of course we could see Nengi's reaction. And then, like we all know the story, Ozo went into the room where Nengi was and was trying to tell her why he didn't choose her. And Nengi was like, you know what? I necessarily do not want my fate to be in the hands of anybody. I also wanted to win. I do not like this kind of situation where, somebody has to be apologizing to me for not picking me and all of that. She really wanted to win.
Can we just leave this conversation? It is fine.
Don't do what you're accusing me of doing. When you said I was being personal, don't.
No, I'm not trying to.
She was going on.
And we could see that Nengi became the head of house again in the last week of the show. But of course, Nengi didn't want her fate to be in someone's hands, which I totally understand. And it's one of the right things to do. People who are really not serious about their lives will always say, oh, if this person becomes a millionaire, I know I'll become a millionaire. Why can't you become that millionaire? Why can't you become the billionaire? Why can't you become the CEO? Why can't you become the founder of that great entrepreneurial business? So in the long run, we found out that Nengi also, regardless of the fact that there was a relationship kind of thing going on between herself and Ozor, and of course knowing the fact that, you know what, Dorathy too was also in the mix, I think that both ladies had a mature way of handling their situationship. So Dorathy and Nengi never had a clash in that house, and I give it to them. They're two ladies who probably should have had clash because of Ozor, but of course Ozor too was trying to balance it left, right, center. There are times he would just step out of the mix and allow those girls to just do their thing. There are times he would come back, and in the long run he decided that, you know what, I'm going to go with Nengi, and he friend zoned Dorathy. Which brings me to my final discussion on this highlight. So I'm going to talk about the fact that Laycon and Kaisha were having a conversation. And guess what? It was about Erica. And Kaisha was telling Laycon that, did you make your intentions known to Erica? Did you tell her you want to be with her? You want to be in a relationship? Which I think wasn't really going to be possible because it was just 2-3 weeks into the house. And guess what? You can't just meet a girl in 2 weeks like that in the house. I'm not saying outside of the house, but in the house where you guys know what you came for. You came for a game. There was nothing tied to your existence in that house.
But then I started to feel awkward.
Yes,
It's actually pained. I did not tell her I want a relationship. I just told her I like her.
No, that's where you made a mistake. I asked you, have you like confessed?
I like her now.
Like her, everybody can. I can tell Kuchiki that I like him. I can tell you that I like you.
So when Kaisha asked Laycon said no, he didn't tell her, but of course, you know, there was the vibe going on between both of them. And Kaisha told him that he should have expressed his intentions towards Erica. Now Laycon in the long run, like we all know, went to meet Erica and began to ask her, what do you think about me? Well, you know, how do you like me and all of that? And you know, Erica just told him, busted his bubbles and said, you know what, I'm attracted to you mentally and I'm attracted to Kid physically. Now let me tell you the honest truth. Most ladies will be attracted to a man physically. I'm not saying all. There are ladies who are sapiosexual who want to first know what you have upstairs before you get attracted to your physical whatever. But for Erica, she is attracted to Kid Wire physically. And you know what? We're not going to dispute the fact that Kid was also very attractive intellectually. He was attractive mentally because as a guy who's been everywhere, he was speaking sense. Even though we know that he was a flirty guy and all of that, he was always making sense. And when Erica told Laycon that, you know what, I'm attracted to you mentally, you could see Laycon go down. He was literally weak to his bones. I was like, I know, I saw the pains of a lover boy who saw a girl that his heart really wanted, but of course couldn't reach her, couldn't take her to himself. And that has been it on the highlights for today. Please go to the comment section, let me know what you think there. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bells, and guess what? You get notified whenever I post a video. Go on all social media platforms on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and of course on TikTok, and follow me at Olufemi Daniel. And until next time I come your way very soon, it's bye for now.